Doing great, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Ajay. Yes, can I start now, Ajay? First demo session.
Yeah, please. You
Yes,
can start now.
yes.
Okay.
So it's audible clearly, right?
Yeah, it is audible.
Great. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So before starting my session, will introduce myself first. Myself, Naveen Gudapati, working as a senior software engineer as well as a
Mm-hmm.
Java trainer from past 5 years onwards. So I
Mm-hmm.
already worked with different consultancies like NetOrbit, Excel Technologies, and Teachtree. I'm working with different consultancies, and already 22
Mm-hmm.
batches are done. Like right now, 22nd batch is going on. Like what I trained up to now. From starting onwards, I trained 22 batches, and yours is the 23rd batch
Okay.
if I start. And I train nearly more than 250 plus students from USA itself, like from different
Oh,
states, like from California and from Texas, from Oceania, from
yeah.
Indiana.
That's
From different states, I have
that's really
students,
great.
and from UK as well, and
Mm-hmm.
from Australia as well, I have students. And
Okay.
coming to training, my training would be totally in a real-time manner. Like I used to work with banking, one of the bank in India, so
Mm-hmm.
used to give more and more banking domain applications as examples in my content.
Okay.
Okay, so moreover,
Okay.
you people are going
Yeah.
to put 5 to 6 years as experience, right? So
Yes. Yes.
learning Java in a normal, is different, and learning Java in a real-time manner is different. So as you are trying to put 5 to 6 years as experience, you have to know each and everything in a real-time manner. Then only you can able to survive in real time. Otherwise, it would be little bit
Okay.
difficult for you guys. So you have to learn each and everything
Okay.
in a real-time manner. My training would be totally in
Mm.
a real-time manner, and for each and everything, Max used to give banking domain applications as examples. Okay, so not only training,
Mm.
I'm doing normal freelancer projects like from USA, and I'm taking proxies as well for my students, and like from
Okay.
outside my students as well, and even we are providing job support as well. So that's all, like
Okay.
that's all about
Okay.
me. So can you brief yourself?
Okay. Okay. So, uh, my name is Rajiv Krishna. So I have done my master's in electrical and computer engineering.
Hmm.
Uh, I did my engineering in electrical engineering, so I came here for masters and I did in VLSC department.
Okay.
So I started applying for jobs from last year, but uh, I got I got only two calls. I did those two calls, and one call went onto the on-site, and later they told me that they don't have the budget, so they are not going to give me a job. So they told me that uh, at the end of the interview session, and so I graduated in last June.
Okay.
Uh, so I thought of joining consultancy, learning Java
Okay.
to get more opportunities in software industries.
Yes, yes, great, great. Yes,
Yeah.
so now you are in marketing, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're from which state?
I'm sorry.
From which state you are right now?
Uh, uh, I'm in Arizona right now.
Arizona. Yes. I have multiple students from Arizona as well. So if you want any information, my
Okay.
students will help you for sure.
Okay. Okay. That's great.
Yes. 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 Coming to content wise, this is the content what I am going to cover in my session. So you
Mm-hmm.
able to watch my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes. So this is my content. What I'm going to discuss: core Java, and then J2EE, and then different frameworks.
Mhm.
Struts is one of the framework. JSF is one of the framework. Spring is one of the framework. Hibernate is one of the framework. And then design patterns.
Mhm.
Design pattern means some concepts used in real time. And then application
Okay.
development. Application development, real time project development. Application development.
Okay.
Coming to
Okay.
core Java means nothing great, like basics of Java. Java means it's not
Mm-hmm.
a small thing for time being. So it's not a small thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
like very big technology. It's like very
Okay.
big technology. Okay, so all the basics of Java will cover under this core Java. under this core Java topic.
Okay.
So we have different concepts under core Java. Like if you want to learn English, first you have to know the alphabets, right, from A to Z.
Yeah.
Similarly, in Java
Yeah.
also all basics would be available under core Java. So have to cover all basics under core Java first. Okay. Next,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
after
Okay.
completion of core Java, we'll introduce J2W. J2W means like we are seeing like we are seeing like different applications in online, like in internet. Java web applications like
Mm-hmm.
ICICI net banking is one of the application, Google, Facebook, different applications whatever developed under Java. So all those applications we can
Okay.
develop using this J2W technologies, like web
Mm-hmm.
application development and connecting with the database and designing our pages, like web pages designing. All these things will available in this J2W technology. So if you
Okay.
want to learn this J2W, if you want to work with this J2W, first you have to know this basics, core Java basics. So it's like a chaining
Okay.
process. So first if you know this,
Okay.
then only you can work with this one. Okay, so this J2W is a
Yeah.
combination of three, like JSP plus, Servlets plus, JDBs. All these things will let you know soon. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's all about J2W. After J2W,
Okay.
in real time, no, nowadays people are not using this J2W technologies. People went through latest
Mm-hmm.
frameworks in real time. So, and moreover, as we are trying to put 5 to 6 years as experience, you have to know frameworks first. So if you want to know
Okay.
frameworks, first you have to know these two. Then only you can able to work with frameworks. Otherwise, it's very important.
Okay.
Okay, so what are those frameworks we
Okay.
have in real time? Struts is one of the framework, and JSF is one of the framework, and Spring is one of the framework, and Hibernate is one of the framework. Maybe these struts, JSF, all these words you already heard, I think so. Spring, Hibernate.
Yeah.
Have you heard these words? Spring and Hibernate.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard those, but I don't really know
Yes.
what it is.
Yes. So these are the frameworks what like industry is using in nowadays, like industry is using these technologies, like these frameworks. These are called as frameworks. What is framework, we'll let you know soon. Okay, so this starts
Okay.
JSF Spring Commander front end frameworks, like web page designing, controlling part, all these things, like front end part. Okay,
Okay.
so front, these
Okay.
are called like
Okay.
struts and JSF are actually called as front end framework. And Spring we can use at front
Mm-hmm.
end and we can use at back end both. That is the greatness of Spring. And nowadays industry is using the Spring more and more. Everybody is using Spring only. Even you
Okay.
also going to work with Spring
Okay.
after entering into industry, for sure I'm saying. So this
Okay.
Spring is very
Okay.
much important framework to learn. It's having different modules. All those modules will introduce by giving banking domain applications as examples, and we'll go with the
Okay.
banking domain more and more. Coming to
Okay.
Hibernate, it's totally a backend framework. Kindly remember, it's totally like a backend framework. Backend framework means like database connections, connecting with database. Database means your data would be available in database only. Okay,
Okay.
so connecting with database, getting data from database, all these things will happen under this Hibernate. Okay, these are the
Okay.
various framework.
Okay.
Next, design patterns. Design patterns in the sense for freshers and for 1 or 2 years experienced guys, no need to learn this design patterns. But as you are
Mm-hmm.
going to put 5 years as experience, you have to know some real-time patterns, what we are following. So in real time, we
Okay.
are going to get different problems, right? Different issues, right? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
software means it's a matter of problems and issues, obviously, right? So
Okay.
for those issues, already some experienced persons and experienced Java professionals introduced different solutions in a better way. Those solutions are called as design
Okay.
patterns. So what we are actually using in real time, those design patterns will cover under this design patterns topic. Okay, and one more thing,
Okay.
for each and everything we'll try to give like different accounts related, credit cards, debit cards related, this type of applications will share you. Okay, after completion of
Okay.
entire discussions we'll give one real time project by
Okay.
combining this
Okay.
JWW technologies, by combining this Spring, by combining this Hibernate. So whatever we are using in real time, so same application will develop at the
Okay.
end. Okay, so that's
Okay.
all. So
Okay.
coming to content, like core Java, like its basics I said, right? But whatever the content I'm going to discuss, that content will show you. This is the content what we are going to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll share you all these things.
Okay.
Okay. So this is core Java topics what we are going to discuss. First introduction, very basics of Java technology, like very basics of Java, like why Java came into picture, why Java was this much famous today. All these things will cover under this introduction. And
Mm-hmm.
then language fundamentals. Why I need to discuss,
Okay.
I why I need to go from the scratch level, as you know, most of the guys came from non-IT background, like from electrical background, from electronics background, and from mechanical background. Most
Yeah.
of the people came from other backgrounds, right? They don't know anything about any programming language, and they people especially frustrated with programming language while doing their graduations. Am I right or not? Because
Okay.
they used to
Yeah.
love their core subjects. Am I right or not? But how to go if you go with the
Yes.
masters in USA, obviously need to go with the software side. Like we need to go for software field because no options there. I know.
Yeah.
So because
Yes.
of
Yes.
them, I need to go from very scratch level. So that's why I need to discuss very
Okay.
fundamentals like variables, what is variable, what is data types. We'll go from very scratch level. So all those language fundamentals, programming language fundamentals, all these things will cover
Okay.
under this topic. Like first one or
Okay.
first 2 or 3 sessions. After that,
Okay.
after that, what are the steps we need to follow, what are the steps we are actually following in real time to write a small Java application, that
Mm-hmm.
real time steps, real time programming
Okay.
format will introduce. And after
Okay.
introducing real time programming format, we'll introduce my first Java program. Okay, after that,
Okay.
whoops is one of the very important concept. So it's very
Okay.
important. So it's having different sub concepts like inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstraction, different concepts. We have class, object, method, all these things will cover under this groups. But for each and everything we'll give
Okay.
actual real-time application. I'm not going with normal Google
Okay.
related programs like programs from Google. I'm not going to give that type of applications at all. So if I show something, so this is my current batch application. ICICI registration web app. Like whatever we are trying to follow in real time. Like I'm working for bank, so that applications actually will develop in
Mm-hmm.
front of you guys. So ICICI registration web app, like different applications like this. So everything will introduce like for
Mm-hmm.
banking domain, related to banking domain. So I am stressing
Okay.
banking domain. So if you work with banking
Yeah.
domain, you can able to work with other domains very much easily, like healthcare
Okay.
domain, airlines domain, and education domain. We have different domains, right? So compared to all these
Okay.
domains, banking domain and insurance domains are little bit typical. If you work with banking domain up to
Okay.
1 year, you can able to survive with other domains very much easily. That is the greatness of banking domain,
Okay.
because we have to maintain a lot
Okay.
of security things there, and we have to maintain a lot of code reusability techniques there. So many things we have to follow,
Mm.
right? Bank means we have to maintain a
Okay.
lot of security, right? And the performance wise also we have to take care more and more. Am I right or not?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
banking domain is little bit typical to survey, but if you know banking domain once, you can able to work with other domains very much easily. Okay, so that is the
Okay.
greatness of banking domain.
Yeah.
That's why I'm stressing more and more. So various concepts like these
Okay.
many concepts we are going to discuss under whoops. Next,
Mm.
one more
Okay.
concept, packages concepts. It's like very small concept. And then exception handling also one of the concept in core Java. What is the exception, how to
Mm-hmm.
handle exception, all these things will cover under this. And then wrapper classes, and then multi-threading. So one more important concept under core Java, multi-threading means multiple threads we are going to run at a time. That is possible with multi-threading, that I'm going to introduce. And then IO streams, that means
Okay.
file reading, file writing. So if you go with different applications, like if you go with your job portals, there you are going to upload your
Mm-hmm.
CVs, right?
Yes.
So that application is going
Yeah.
to
Upload
read it.
documents.
That application is going to read your CV, whatever the document you are going to send. So
Okay.
how, if it is
Okay.
Java application, how Java is going to read that files, how to read the file. And
Okay.
sometimes you are going to download the files. If you go with ICICI net banking application, after doing
Yeah.
transaction, if you want to download the transaction report, if you click on download, you are going to get that PDF format, right? So it is
Yeah.
going to come
Yes.
automatically, like file reading, writing the data to file. All these things will cover under the IO streams.
Okay.
Okay, and then collections framework. It is
Okay.
one of the important concept, and this is heart of core Java. Collections framework is heart of core Java. It's very important topic. Like we have different collection
Okay.
classes. Each and every collection class, in which scenario we have to go with that particular collection class and which is best in real time. All these things will cover under collection framework.
Okay.
Okay, so with this collection framework, entire core Java will complete. Okay,
Okay.
so after completion of core Java, we'll give real-time concepts and best practices on core Java. Like what are the best
Okay.
practices we need to follow in core Java that I'm going to cover.
Okay.
After completion of
Okay.
this core Java, we'll introduce J2W. Just now I said right, J2WE. It's a part of three. I
Yeah.
said
J
right.
to W.
So it's a part
Yeah.
of J2W means it's part of three actually. So just now my
Mm-hmm.
previous session was done for my previous batch, 22nd batch.
Yeah.
That everything open,
Oh,
this eclipse everything.
okay.
Just 5 minutes back
Okay.
done.
Okay.
So it's in last stage, like it is going to complete in another week. I'm dealing
Oh,
right
okay.
now spring.
Okay. Okay.
So this content also regarding that batch one. We'll close it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. J2W means it's a combination of three. First one is JDBC, second one is Servlet, third one is JSP. These three. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
So coming to JDBC, these many topics what we are going to cover. JDBC means nothing great. Your Java is one programming language and one technology, and database is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Database is totally different. Like it's everything would be query related. Database is different, and your
Mm-hmm.
Java is different. But if you want to get the data,
Okay.
or if you want to save your data, you have to depend on database. Right? Database means it's a server where you are
Okay.
going to store your data. So if your Java
Okay.
wants to connect with database, this technology would be useful. JDBC would be useful. Java database
Okay.
name itself clearly indicating, right? Yes, that's it. Next,
Okay.
servlets. So it's very important concept. Servlets is very important concept. Now you are seeing different web applications, right? So if you go with
Mhm.
different live web applications, will open. My application will open in front of you. ICICI Bank.
Okay.
So this type of web applications, this type of banking applications, and insurance applications, and your whatever the application, web application. So if you want to develop any web application using Java, means this servlet is mandatory. Without this servlet, we can't able to develop web applications. Okay.
Okay.
Nowadays, all applications are web applications only, right? 99.9%
Mm-hmm.
all applications are web applications only. All applications are deployed in internet and anywhere we can use. That is the market now.
Yes.
So the servlets
Yes.
is mandatory to work with any web
Okay.
application. Next, JSPs.
Okay.
JSPs would be useful for a designing purpose. Like if you see here, this is my application, this is my live application. Here I developed this page, right? Like this orange color background and personal with white color and this symbol, this image. Like I designed this page right in
Okay.
a beautiful manner. So this designing all
Okay.
these things we can with JSP. JSP
Okay.
that we are going to cover under
Okay.
JSP. Like this JSP is like for front end designing purpose. Okay, so it's an
Okay.
alternate for Servlet. We'll let you
Okay.
know it soon. Next, so
Okay.
that's all about entire J2W technologies. Okay, after
Okay.
J2W, need to talk about frameworks. I said right, frameworks. Spring is one
Frameworks.
of the
Yeah.
framework.
Yeah.
Hibernate is one of the
Struts.
framework. Struts is
Yeah.
one of the framework. JSF is one of the framework. I said right. Yes. So among
Yeah.
these many frameworks, among I said like different frameworks. Where is this? Yes, different frameworks. Struts, JSF, right? So struts and
Yes.
JSF
Yes.
totally come under front end, and Spring we can use at front end and back end. So among
Back.
these three, if you know one, no need to learn other two. If you know Spring, no need to learn these two, and these two are outdated frameworks. Struts and JSF are outdated frameworks.
Okay.
Nowadays, people like industry is
Okay.
using the Spring only. Okay. So
Okay.
if you
Okay.
want struts, we'll introduce struts having two versions basically, 1.x and 2.x.
Mm-hmm.
1.x is totally different and 2.x is totally different. Okay, this is the
Okay.
content what we are going to cover under struts. But struts is little bit
Okay.
outdated framework in the framework.
Okay.
Different of
Okay.
on struts 2.x. I said right, struts having two versions. I said right. So both are
Yeah.
different. So struts 2.x
Okay.
also will introduce.
Okay.
So after completion of
So.
entire struts real-time applications like here For each and every concept, for suppose if I am talking with this styles framework, for this concept we'll introduce one real-time application, banking application.
Okay.
For each and every
Okay.
sub-concept, we'll introduce banking application, like some application as example, real-time application. But after completion of
Okay.
entire struts, we'll introduce one big application, one big real-time application. Okay, and then real-time
Okay.
practices in struts, and we are going to integrate this struts with backend. Struts I said front-end framework, right?
Okay.
So this front
Yeah.
end I'm going to integrate with backend. How it would happen? Backend means Hibernate. I said Hibernate is the backend framework.
Yeah.
I said, right. So how this
Yes.
integration
Yes.
will happen? All these things will cover. Next, Hibernate.
Okay.
Hibernate is backend framework and no alternate for this backend framework. See, if you go with
Mm-hmm.
the front end, we have multiple alternates. Have you observed? These three
Yeah.
Struts
Yeah.
is one of the front end framework,
Spring.
JSF is one of the front end
Yes.
framework, Spring. So we have
Spring is one.
alternate for front end framework. Either we can go with Struts, either we can go with JSF, either we can go with Spring. That totally depends on your project
Yeah.
and your architect. Your architects will decide
Okay.
that. But nowadays Spring is having good boom,
Mm-hmm.
so each and everyone is using Spring only, even for front end as well.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but coming to
Okay.
back end, no alternate. Hibernate is only the
Mm-hmm.
framework for backend. No alternate for this Hibernate.
Okay.
See, how to learn mandatory.
Okay.
Okay. So, how this
It's must be.
Hibernate, just now I said, right, JDBC, connecting with the database from your Java application,
That would.
JDBC technology.
Yeah.
So, using
Yes.
JDBC, we are going to connect with database, but we have so many limitations and disadvantages with the JDBC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to overcome those
Okay.
limitations and disadvantages, this Hibernate came into picture. It's a good framework, and it's having so many advantages. All those things will let you know.
Okay.
We have different options to
Okay.
connect with the database. All these things will cover under real-time manner. With
Okay.
these many things I'm going to cover under Hibernate, like these many subtopics, HQLs and relations. After completion of entire Hibernate, will give real-time applications by integrating this Hibernate with Spring. I'm going to integrate my Hibernate.
Okay.
Hibernate is backend, I said. Only backend means
Yeah.
no use, right?
Second.
You have to integrate with front end. Then only it makes like perfect application, web application. So
Yes. Yes.
if you open this application, this is front end. But if you are trying to log in, if you give your username and password, whenever you click on login button, your credentials has to validate. How it will validate? By connecting
Yeah.
with the backend, it will validate.
Okay.
That
And
means
then
you have to integrate your backend with
okay.
this front end. Okay, so that
Okay.
means you have to integrate
Yeah.
your Hibernate with your front end framework. That will show you practically.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Next, that's all about Hibernate. Coming to Spring, it's a very good framework, and without Spring, nobody is developing in nowadays applications, web applications, whatever
Mm-hmm.
the application. Java application means, like if it is new application, people going with the Spring only, and most of the applications already
Okay.
developed with struts and JSF and using normal J2W technologies. Even those applications are also under the migration of Spring. Now the applications are migrating to Spring because Spring is having so
Okay.
many advantages. So like already
Okay.
applications already developed. For suppose my ICICI net banking application already developed with some J2W technology,
Okay.
like with the pure servlets and JSPs. Now with servlets and JSPs, we
Okay.
have some disadvantage. I need to go with some latest framework. So nowadays, everybody
Okay.
is migrating their old applications to Spring.
Okay.
That's why Spring is having
So
lot
that
of boom and lot of openings on Spring.
means you're completely changing the application or
Yes,
just
yes,
uh,
completely. So if you want to migrate your application from one technology to another technology, means how to change most of the code, because Spring is different
mm-hmm.
and that is different, right?
Okay.
Is right.
Okay.
But if you
Got
want
it.
to know Spring, first you have to
Yeah.
know the basic technologies, J2W technologies. So this
Okay.
Spring came under
Okay.
J2W only. Why Spring came? Why Spring was introduced? To overcome the limitations with J2W technologies.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So if you want to know
Okay.
Spring, first you have to know J2W. Hope you got it.
Yeah.
Yes, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes. This Spring is having different modules. Spring IOC module, one of the module, and Spring ORM. Spring ORM means nothing great. Spring with Hibernate integration is called as Spring ORM. Spring with
Okay.
Hibernate integration. And Spring MVC. I said Spring we can use at front end also. I said right. So this Spring MVC we are going to
Yeah.
use at front end. This Spring MVC
Okay.
acts as a front end framework. Okay. Now
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
introduce each and every module in a real time manner. After that, we'll integrate three modules and we'll give one real time application. Like whatever I went through this application, right? Just now I said like this application, right? So this type of application will learn.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Integrating three modules.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Next. So after that, some real time best practices using Spring will introduce. Okay. Next, JSF.
Okay.
It's a very old framework. Nobody is using this JSF. No need to touch this JSF. But previously, like
Okay.
I'm working as a trainer from past 5 years, right? So just before 2 to 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
this JSF is having a little bit good boom. So that's why this is also available in my content.
Okay.
Next, IDE I go with the Eclipse, and servers I'm going to use Tomcat and WebLogic, and database I'm going to introduce
Okay.
Oracle.
Okay.
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 And then some real-time applications and best practices and standards will introduce after completion of entire content. And then some project, one project I said just now, I said right, one project will introduce at the end of entire
Yeah.
content, that project will introduce. And then
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
design patterns in the sense just now I said, like in real time we are going to face
Yeah.
some issues regularly. Already people has
Issues.
introduced
Yeah.
you know some better solutions for those problems and issues. Those will cover under this design patterns concept. So as you
Okay.
are a real
Okay.
time employee, as you are a 5 to 6 years real time employee, you have to know these
Yeah.
design patterns must and should.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
if you are a fresher and if you are normal 1 or 2 years experience today, no need to learn, because fresher means he don't know anything about real time. He just knows normal basics of Java.
Okay.
But here
Okay.
you are trying to learn Java and you're trying to go with you're trying to enter into industry with 5 years experience, not with 0 years experience. You
Yes.
have to know this type of standards first.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and then in real time, Java application means not like writing a code. With writing a
Mm-hmm.
code, with normal development, we are going to do so many operations in real time. And moreover, as you are a
Okay.
5 to 6 years experienced guy, you are not going to do only development in
Mm-hmm.
real time. You are going to do so many other works as
Okay.
well, like documentation,
Mm-hmm.
SPN, like repository, so many things you are going to do. So all those things also will cover.
Okay.
All those things have you
Okay.
have to know the standards, right? So as 2 years
Okay.
experience
Yeah.
guy, he will do only development, like he will write only code. So this knowledge is enough for that.
Okay. Okay.
So, but as you are 5 years experienced guy, you have to know some other works as well, like how
Okay.
to check in the code, how to check out the code from SVN.
Mm-hmm.
SVN is one of the
Mm-hmm.
repositories. Like some real-time tools also will introduce. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
And one more
Okay.
thing
Okay.
for your batch and for this batch also, like for this batch and my for the 21st batch also, I introduced web services. Have you heard web services concept? This is little bit latest topic in
No.
Java. Have
No.
you
No. I
heard
didn't hear.
SOAP services, REST services?
No. I didn't hear
Yeah.
anything.
So services I'm going to introduce for your batch, and for my 21st batch also introduced, and for my 22nd batch also introduced. But I didn't put it in my content actually. I didn't place it in this content. This is little bit old.
Okay.
So web
Okay.
services in the sense here ICICI is one of the web application. ICICI net banking is one of the web application. This application wants to connect with some other
Okay.
application. For suppose this application wants to connect with the RBI application.
Okay.
This application wants to connect with Facebook application, or this application wants to
Okay.
connect with Gmail application. So if you want to
Okay.
connect with one application from to another application, the services would be useful. Web
Okay.
services would be useful. So for suppose,
Mm-hmm.
how can I say, sometimes in some applications you can able to log in with directly using Google and using Facebook. Have you used any
Yes.
application like so? That means
Yeah. I
even
used
yeah,
some.
even you go with ICICI Bank application, you can able to log into the application from Facebook and from Google. That means their services are
Yeah.
useful. So whenever you gave your
Okay.
Google username and password, your ICICI net banking application is going to get that username and password details are true and false by integrating with Facebook application. That means here your application is connecting with Facebook application. Am I right or not?
Okay.
So that
Yes.
is
Yes.
possible using web services. So web services are two types
Okay.
actually. Those are SOAP web services and the RESTful web services. SOAP is one of the web service
Mm-hmm.
and RESTful is one of the web
Mm-hmm.
services. The usage of web services was very simple. Just now I said, right? Like if you want to connect with one application from my application,
Uh,
any third party applications you
okay.
want to connect you from your application, then this web services would be useful. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So services also will introduce after completion of frameworks.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
That's all about this
Okay.
is entire content what we are going to cover in our sessions. Okay. This is entire
Okay.
Java. If you know this, entire Java was completed. This is
Okay.
entire Java. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So any queries in my content?
Uh, Actually, not queries, but I would like to tell you that from last 2 days I went to do a book, so I I used the Eclipse
Mm-hmm.
tool also. So I wrote few few Java codes also. So those I mean those are very small, but I just want to let you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So that Eclipse
Yeah,
is one
that's it.
of the IDE, like editor kind of thing. So we are going to write
Yeah.
our program, right? So in real time also we are going to write our program in Eclipse. That is one of the editor.
Okay.
What is the importance of that editor? If you type your program with normal, even without using Eclipse also we can develop our applications. But if you
Okay.
go with the normal editors like normal notepad and normal edit plus, you have to type each and every line of code. But coming to Eclipse, everything will
Okay.
come automatically. If you type like I want one class,
Mhm.
like array list I want. If you write A and A
Okay.
R and if you click on control space, automatically array list will come.
Okay.
That is the beauty of Eclipse. And not only that, we have so
Okay.
many advantages. Each and every option, whatever Eclipse is having option, each and every option will let you know. While I'm developing my application,
Okay.
I'm going to develop more than 50 plus applications in front of you itself, real-time applications, more than 50
Okay.
plus. So
Okay.
each and every application, I'm going to
Okay.
put different options. Then you are going to get complete picture
Okay.
about Eclipse and all these things. And tools also I'm going
Okay.
to introduce SVN, like how to check out the code from SVN, how to check in the code into SVN. And we are
Okay.
going to use some tools in real time, Log4j tool. Those tools also will introduce, no need
Mhm.
to bother. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So content wise, this is
Yeah.
what content, and we'll share you the content in mail now itself. After completion of session, we'll share you.
Oh,
Okay. Now,
okay. Yeah, that's good.
now I'm going to talk something about Java because as it was demo session, I need to give something about Java, right? Yes. We'll talk something about
Yes.
Java now. Can I continue or is there any work for you? Ajay?
Yeah, you can continue.
Can I
No,
take
no.
another 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Java. So Java means it's a high level programming language. So Naveen, you
Mhm.
said these programming language and these many technologies, but what is the importance of these many things? And one more thing, Naveen, so many programming languages are there and so many technologies are there at outside, but why this Java only this much famous? Right? Java
Okay.
only having lot of boom at outside, and without knowing Java, we can't able to work with even other tools also. So this was this much
Mm-hmm.
famous. Why? Why? So many reasons are this. All those reasons will let you know. So
Okay.
it's Java is one of the programming language. So before
Okay.
talking about this Java, we'll talk something about programming language.
Okay.
So programming language means nothing great. It's a language using which we can develop our software.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
a language. Language means like English and different language we have, right? Hindi, different
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Similarly, coming to
Yeah.
computer understood one language. That language is called as programming language.
Okay.
It's a language using which we can develop software.
Softwares.
So, what is the importance of software? If we don't develop software, what happens? So, software means it's like a product. It decreases the human efforts. Yes, right.
Okay.
So if you don't have this
Okay.
ICICI net banking application, what we need to do? Every time we need to go we need to go to branch and we need to do the transaction.
Yeah.
And ICICI Bank means
Yes.
it's having nearly more than 3 lakhs of customers. So every customer is going to
Yeah.
bank means what? Like bank,
Okay. Yeah.
each and every person has to be in queue, and the queue line becomes, more than 2 kilometers. Now the person
Yeah.
who is at last is going to finish his work after 3 days of time. Am I right or not?
Yes. It will be.
He wants to do a
Yeah.
small
Taking too much
transaction.
time.
Yeah, he wants to do a small transaction. He will do the transaction after 3 days, and he has to wait 3 days in a
Yeah.
single line. So it's a serious
Yeah.
problem or not? So to overcome
Yes. Yes.
those
Yes. Yes.
problems, this software came into picture. So what is this software? This software decreases the human efforts.
Okay.
So have you if you observe nowadays, without software we can't able to estimate our life. Am I right or not? Everywhere we are using
Yeah.
a software only. Your WhatsApp, your Facebook, anything, anywhere you can find your software. That is the greatest of software.
Okay. Yeah.
Decreases the human efforts. Okay, so in order to design the software, we need to go for this programming language.
Okay.
Okay, first software
Okay.
use, it decreases the human efforts. So how you design
Mm-hmm.
software? Using programming language you design software. So we have
Okay.
different programming language at outside market. Java is one of the programming
Yes.
language. C is one of the programming
Okay.
language. C++ is one of the
C plus
programming language,
plus.
and .NET is one of the
Yeah.
programming language. Like PHP is one of the programming language. We have so many. We have so many, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And coming to these many, I'm going to talk about Java, and you are going to learn Java. Okay. And one more
Yeah.
thing, I'm telling you one thing. Nearly 30 plus billion individual device.
Oh.
30 plus individual device are working under Java now for count.
Okay.
So that is the greatest of Java.
Okay.
Naveen, you said that this much famous today Java. Why? So many reasons are there. All these reasons will let you know soon. Like
Okay.
features of Java, all these things will let you know.
Okay.
Okay. So this Java was first introduced by one person, like his name James Gosling. So why he introduced this Java? So before Java, only we have C programming language. Using C, we have
Mm.
so many disadvantages. So many, not only single or one or two, not only one or two disadvantages.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many
Mm-hmm.
disadvantages. So he
Okay.
got an idea, like, these many disadvantages are there and people still using this C. We have to introduce one new programming language by overcoming all these disadvantages. He got an idea. So
Okay.
based on that idea, he
Okay.
introduced this Java. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the
Okay.
various benefits of Java compared to other programming languages, and what are the various features of Java? All these things we'll cover in next session. Before that, I'm going to talk
Okay.
something about basic differences between Java and C first. Java and
Okay.
other programming
Okay.
language like C. Okay, then you
Okay.
get a little bit idea about Java. And in my next session, I'm going to
Okay.
talk something about features of Java.
Okay.
Differences between Java and what? Others.
That's
Others means C.
yeah.
C, C programming language. Yes.
Okay.
First difference. If you go with C and C++, all are platform dependent programming languages. C, C++, or what is platform dependency? Will let you know. Platform dependent programming languages.
Okay.
Platform means here operating system. Kindly remember. Okay. Whereas
Okay.
coming to Java, Java is a platform independent programming language.
Independent.
That is
Yeah.
one greatest difference, one greatest feature of Java. So what is this platform
Yeah.
independence? We'll take a small paint, then you're going to get good idea. So if you go with C, for suppose this is my application. So simple application, this
Mm-hmm.
application, for suppose.
Okay. Okay.
So this ICICI net banking application, for suppose. For suppose this application I developed using C. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what happens? So this application is C application.
Okay.
So while I'm developing this C application, my operating system was Windows. I developed this application
Okay.
under Windows environment, under Windows operating system.
Okay. Okay.
So it was developed under Windows operating system,
Okay.
Windows OS or platform, whatever it may be. So it was developed under Windows platform. So this
Okay.
application, I'm trying to use this application under different environments. For suppose, like users, these are so many users. This is ICICI Net Banking
Okay.
application. This application may use multiple members across the world, right? Multiple customers across the world, right?
Yes.
Am I right or not?
Yes.
So some users may
Yes.
have Windows operating system, some users may have Mac related operating system, some users may have Linux, some users may have Solaris, some users may have Unix. We don't know which
Yeah.
operating system, whom is using which operating system. We can't expect, right?
Yeah.
Somebody is using some operating system
Yes.
and somebody is using something else.
Yes.
So we have different operating systems across the world. For
Yes.
suppose this is Windows, this is for suppose Linux, and for suppose this is Solaris.
Mhm.
As I said, C is platform independent or platform dependent?
Dependent.
Dependent. So,
Yeah.
as it is a platform dependent, if you develop your C application under Windows environment, it works for only Windows. It
Okay.
doesn't for works for Linux and Solaris.
Okay.
That means here it works in this particular manner only. So even if user also
Mm-hmm.
use only Windows, then it is going to work out. But if user uses Linux or some other operating system, doesn't work.
Okay.
So here and here it is not working. So it's a serious problem or not? It's a serious
Yeah, it's a
problem, right?
serious
So
problem.
we don't know whom is using
Yeah.
which operating system. Somebody may use Windows, somebody may use some other operating system, somebody may use some other operating system. We don't know which operating system
Yeah.
is used by which person. So that means
Yeah.
your application, if you develop under C, it will work for only to that specific operating system. So that means if
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 lakh customers in my ICICI net banking application, 1 lakh customers are using Windows environment. Only that 1 lakh customers
Okay.
may access this application. Other 3 lakhs customers unable to access this application. So it's a serious disadvantage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming to Java, it is totally different. If your application was developed under Windows, this is Windows, this is Java application first.
Mm-hmm.
Java application developed under Windows environment, for suppose.
Windows. Okay.
I'm trying to access this application from various environments across the world. Like for suppose I have Windows environment, one user may have Windows, and one user may have Linux,
Mm-hmm.
and one user may have Solaris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Windows. So it's totally vice versa. Coming to C and Java.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Solaris, for suppose Linux. So here it is working for only Windows in C. Am I right? But here your Java
Yeah.
application will work with any operating system. Even if you develop your application
Oh,
under Windows environment, it works for Windows, it works for Solaris, it works for Linux. That means no dependency with platform.
Linux.
No dependency with
Okay.
platform. That is the greatness of Java. It
Okay.
is one
Okay.
greatest feature of Java.
Okay.
Not only this, like this, we have so many advantages with Java. Like this. This is one simple advantage.
Okay. This is okay. Okay.
Works. That's why this was this much famous today, and more than 30 plus individual billion devices are working under Java. These are the reasons.
Okay. Okay.
So anywhere, this Java application will run and execute. That is the greatest of Java. So this is what Java platform independence.
Okay.
Okay, this is one difference
Okay.
between C and Java. And one more thing, C and C++ are static programming languages. Static programming languages. What is this static? What is this dynamic? All these things will let you know. Whereas
Okay.
coming to Java is a dynamic programming language. programming language. So static means what happens, honestly, memory would be wasted. How memory would be wasted will show you practically soon. Like when I'm talking about features of Java, will show you practically. Okay. So
Okay.
if it is a static programming language, unnecessarily memory would be wasted. Memory would be wasted in the sense if you develop your application using C, it takes for suppose 4 GB of memory. Same thing if you
Okay.
develop using Java, it will take 2 GB of memory. That means memory wastage was decreases or not?
Yeah.
Automatically decrease it. How it would happen will show you. In my next session will show you while
Oh,
I'm talking about features of Java. So that is one more
okay.
difference. Memory wise also difference. Memory increases means automatically you have to spend more and more amount of money, and how to maintain, lot of like a lot of maintenance would be increases. Everything will increases, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Performance also decreases. Memory wastage increases means performance also decreases. Okay, like this we have
Okay.
so many differences. So all these differences,
Mm-hmm.
and these are some basic differences. These are one or two
Mm-hmm.
differences between C and Java. We have some other
Okay.
differences as well. Those differences and
Okay.
features of Java, actual features of Java,
Okay.
all these things will let you know in next session.
Okay.
Yes. So any queries
Yeah.
up to now, Ajay? So I have one more
Uh,
student with name Ajay. He's from my 20th batch, I think so. He's from
okay.
Ohio State.
Okay.
Ajay Khaneti, his name.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he's completed. Is
Yeah,
he completed
yeah.
the
He's in
course?
marketing now. He's in marketing now. He completed his masters like just before 3 months back, 3 to 4 months back.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's in
Okay.
marketing now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
some of my students, got well settled in different organizations. So if you need any help,
Mm-hmm.
we'll share you those their contact numbers and details. No worries. We'll help
Yeah,
you
sure.
out
Yeah,
like
sure.
how to prepare for interviews, like what
Okay.
are the what are the scenarios we need to follow for in marketing especially. So in marketing means
Okay.
like 5 to 6 years experience, we have to follow so many things, right? Best practices, all these things.
Okay.
So all these things will share you. I have
Yeah.
a separate group with my
Oh.
students, so we'll add to
Okay.
that group. Then you get the complete details from my students.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yes. Anything else,
Uh,
Ajay?
I'm.
Yes, coming to duration,
Yeah.
Ajay, I
So.
need 2 months of time to complete this entire discussions. Like to complete entire content, I need
Okay.
2 months of time, and every day it would be 1.5 hour time,
Okay.
and weekend it would be more than four
Okay.
hours. Like Saturday 4 hours and Sunday 4 hours. Sometimes it would be 5 to 6 hours
Okay.
as well, based on my timings. Because weekdays I have office days,
Okay.
so I need to take more than like max
Okay.
1.5 hour time. But weekends I'm very much free, Saturdays and
Okay.
Sundays. So would like to cover more and more on
Okay.
weekends only. So I love weekends more.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what I'm about to ask you.
Yes. Anything else, Ajay?
Uh, no, no, actually. Yeah.
Yes, Ajay. Thank you. So if
Yeah.
you have any
Thanks. So,
queries or anything you need, please give me a mail or come to me personally. No worries.
yeah, sure. Like, can I have your phone number, please?
Yes, we'll share you, Ajay. Like I have your email ID, right? So you are from
Okay.
NetOrbit.
Okay.
You're from NetOrbit.
Yeah, I'm from Network.
So you joined in NetOrbit as already?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So any other like any of your friends or